And happy Thursday, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Mike Javer. We have quite a bit of a washout to talk about today. I'm sure you've seen some of my posts and some of the details regarding today's situation, but we're going to go over them in today's forecast video. However, looking at our map today, yep, you see a lot of dark greens, you see a lot of reds on there. It's going to be rainy. We're going to have some flash flooding issues, especially across southeastern Pennsylvania today. But just look at the temperature gradient. We're going from well north of a front here in the 60s and low 70s up to the low 90s in southeastern PA. And that just shows you how much of a temperature gradient a front can actually have. And something like this, a little bit of a stronger front, can have such a large temperature gradient associated with it, where one part of the state could be like 20 degrees cooler than the other part of the state. But we do have flood watches, I should say, in effect for this afternoon through tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Most of these expire 5-6 a.m. tomorrow, and that's where I believe the heaviest of precipitation will be over. And I do believe most of it will be over by midnight tonight. However, some lingering showers, some of them still could be a little heavy around the area, so I think that's why they kept the flood watches out until 5-6 a.m. tomorrow. But the Weather Prediction Center Day 1 excessive rainfall outlook continues to highlight that moderate risk of excessive rainfall in the red and in my 3 shaded region here. But most of the area, again, is either in that slight or moderate risk today, and except for portions of central PA, which is in the marginal risk, or 1 out of 4 risk. So we're looking at flash flooding today, and again, I mentioned that I-95 corridor being the highest threat for this flash flooding, and potentially some local rainfall totals of 4 inches or higher, especially right down here. So we're going to keep an eye on that today as we go through the day and as this rain pushes in this afternoon. So flash flooding definitely cannot be ruled out, even in the slight risk and even in the marginal risk as well. So it's going to be something to keep an eye out, especially, and again, turn around, don't drown. If you see flooding waters and you're out driving, do not drive through them. And you wouldn't believe this, but even with all this flash flooding, you're thinking, oh my God, this is going to be a widespread rain. Thank God we won't have to deal with severe weather. Well, wrong. We have some instability, especially down south. Those higher temperatures, we have strong surface heating. Southeastern PA is in a slight risk for severe thunderstorms today. And portions of south central PA is also highlighted in that marginal risk, or that 1 out of 5 risk. But that slight risk, the 2 out of 5 risk in that yellow, some strong to damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour will be possible throughout the day. Elsewhere, we're expecting non-severe thunderstorms, so we're going to see some embedded thunderstorms within this heavier rain that pushes through this afternoon and evening. But here is my total rainfall forecast that I posted yesterday afternoon. I basically have the Poconos outlined in the highest totals, as well as southeastern PA, 2 to 3 inches, where locally up to 4, maybe 5 inches could be possible. However, I believe most places will be between that 1 and 3 inch mark through today, and most of the heavy rain will extend through central PA, except for up here in northwestern PA, where I don't have really anything. We're expecting less than half an inch. But if you're in the C zone here, expect half an inch to an inch of rain. In the darker green, the B risk zone, you're going to see 1 to 2 inches of rain, and in the A or the yellow area, you're going to see 2 to 3 inches, possibly 4 inches of rain total. But the good news is, after today, we're finally going to see some relief from the humidity. As Canadian high pressure moves in, you're going to see a little bit of different wind shift. You're going to see some drier air move in, and that's why I have smiley faces across the board. Its temperatures tomorrow will be very pleasant in the 70s with lower dew points in the 50s, and it might stay a little cloudy tomorrow, but I do feel we are going to see some sun in the afternoon tomorrow, so it's going to be beautiful. The weekend's looking great, and I'll have to show you that in tomorrow's forecast video. And that's all I have for you guys today. Please stay safe. Remember, turn around, don't drown. I'm Meteorologist Mike Javer.